everyone, welcome to the next session of Answers tutorial. Today I'll start with problem number 8. Solve for complete analysis. This is the figure given. Both the ends of the bar are fixed. You can see there is a step bar over here. The first step bar has material steel, the second bar has material brass, and third has material aluminium. Their length has been given and their respective area is also given. Now since the area is given as 1000 mm square, rather than calculating the diameter, I will assume the cross section as a rectangle. Since it is 1000 mm square for the first one, I can take it as 50 by 20. For the second one, the area is 500 mm square. I will assume it as 50 by 10. And for the third one, the area is 300 mm square. So I can assume it as 30 by 10. Value of Young's modulus for all the material has been given, and a new property has been introduced in this question, which is called as alpha. Alpha is the coefficient of thermal expansion. When a bar is subjected to heat treatment, then there will be some expansion in the material. So that expansion is indicated by alpha. Now in this question you can see both the ends are fixed and also the temperature rise is taking place, which is shown over here, delta T. Delta T means change in temperature. So there is a change in temperature up to 60 degrees Celsius. So since there is a change in temperature, this material will undergo expansion or contraction based on its value of alpha. If the value of alpha is more, the expansion in that material will take place at a faster rate and it will be more than the other material. So here if you see, the value of alpha for aluminium is more than brass, which is more than steel. So the expansion will be maximum in aluminium, lesser in brass, and least in steel. There is also some internal loading which is acting here. So the values are given, we will use them. Now let's get started. I go to static structural. Label it as example 8. Right click on geometry. New design modular geometry. I go to units, millimeter, XY, look at, sketching. I sketch a rectangle. You can also sketch a circle by calculating its diameter. The area is known. Use the formula pi by 4 d square. Calculate the diameter and draw the cross section as a circle. I am using rectangle as the cross section. Dimension 50 by 20. Extrude. Apply. I'll leave it as add material. The depth is 100 mm. Generate. On this face, new plane. Generate. Look at. Sketching. I'll draw a rectangle. I have to mark the dimensions. The second rectangle has area 500 mm square, so I'll take it as 50 by 10. Say H1 is 50 and V2 is 10. I need to also mark some distances. This height is 10 and this height behind is 20. So obviously this gap is going to be 5. So I'll just mark the distance between these two as 5. So it is now at the center. I'll use constraint, coincident. Now you can see both the lines are coincident. So this is how I'm going to make the figure, and this is at the center now. I'll click on extrude. Apply. Since all three materials are different, I'm going to click on add frozen. The depth is 80. Generate. I need to select this face, new plane, generate, look at. I'll go to sketching, I'll make another rectangle. This time the dimension of the rectangle, the area given is 300, so this will be 30 by 10. Now simply I can use the option of coincident, but before that I am going to just mark some distances here. The distance between this point and this line, this is 30 and the line behind is 50. So this H3 is going to be 10. Now I will use the option of coincident of this line and this one. Again I will go to extrude, geometry selected, apply, add material, the depth is 60, generate. So this is how my geometry will look like if I choose a rectangle. This is done. I'll go to model and double click on it. This is the screen of model. I'll first go to geometry and create the material, which is the highlight of this problem. New material, OK. I'll label it as steel. Properties, first is isotropic property. The Young's modulus value is given as 210 gigapascal. So here I'll write 210 E9. Poisson's ratio is something which is not given. I'll assume as 0.3. You can assume some other value as well. I'll click on steel again because I need one more property, that is isotropic coefficient of thermal expansion. You can see it's written here, isotropic secant coefficient of thermal expansion. Now I need to add this value. For steel, the value is given as 12 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree Celsius. The unit is as required. So I'll write here. Now you can look here in this column. The temperature value I'm going to write as 60, and coefficient of thermal expansion I'll write as 12 E minus 6. So this is the value of thermal expansion. I'll click for adding a new material. The second material is brass. Isotropic elasticity. Value is 100. E9. Poisson's ratio I'll take as 0.3. Also I need to add the property thermal coefficient of thermal expansion. So here I'll write 20 E minus 6. And the temperature is 60. Last material is aluminium. Isotropic elasticity 75 gigapascal. 0.3 is Poisson's ratio. And also I need to add thermal expansion. Temperature is 60 and coefficient of thermal expansion is 24 E minus 6. So this is how you add properties, and now all the properties have been added, material has been created. I'll go to project and refresh project. I'm refreshing project because I don't need the material of structural steel. Structural steel is a default material of ANSYS. If I need that material as well, then I will click on update project. Right now I don't need it, so I have clicked on refresh project. I'll go to model, double click on it, go to the first solid. My first material is steel, second material is brass, third material is aluminium. So all the material has been allocated here. This is my first solid. You can click here. This is my first solid, you can see. Second solid and third solid. Now I'll go to mesh. a default mesh has been made. For mesh, I'll go to sizing. Now instead of element size, today I'm going to use another option. I will write the element size as 0.01 and update. So you can see this is the meshing size of 0.01. I can see it's quite large. So I'll make it more smaller. 0.001. Update. The mesh has become more finer now. It will take some time for updating because it is creating multiple meshes. You can see how beautiful it is. It's actually divided into a lot of small meshes, because of which your result will become more precise. So this is how you apply the material size. Rather than going to relevance center and directly clicking on fine, which is a default size of ANSYS, what I'll do is I can select element size. So this is my mesh. Now I'll go to static structural. I'll apply the boundary condition. One end is fixed, other end is also fixed. First and the fourth end both are fixed. Now at this end you can see there is a load of 49 kilonewton towards the positive z axis. If I align the body towards the positive z axis, I can see there is a load being applied. So on this one I'll apply a load, a force. I'll change vector to component. This is 49 kilonewton applied. Next I want to apply on the face which is hidden here. So I need to suppress the body 2 for some time. So I'll click on solid 2, suppress body. So this inside portion gets exposed. I will apply a force. I need to first go to static structural, right click, insert, force. I'll change vector to component. If you look at the figure, there is a force applied in the opposite direction or the negative z direction of 20 kilonewton. So here I need to write minus 20,000. So this is going to give minus 20 kilonewton value. Next I'll go back to solid 2 again and unsuppress body. So this is my body. I'll go to solution, right click, insert, deformation, directional. The direction is Z along which I want my results. Right click, insert, stress, von Mises. Right click, insert, strain, von Mises. Right click, insert. I'll go to probe and I'll go for force reaction. I want the force reaction at the two fixed ends. So this is the first fixed end. Right click, insert, probe, force reaction, second fixed end. I'll go to solve. This will again take some time because my mesh is very small in size and it will take a little bit time. You'll have to wait. See to it that when you use ANSYS on your desktop or on your PC, your other softwares are closed and other tabs, everything are closed, otherwise it will get hanged. You can see the results have been obtained. It has taken quite a lot of time and I did get some messages which I think you will also get, that it has exceeded some CPU time, which means that it has taken a lot more time because of the mesh being too small. So you can just avoid that, it's alright. Now I'll go to directional deformation. You can see this is the directional deformation that I have obtained. I'll click on max min. and probe, so I can get the maximum deformation here. I got the minimum deformation at this point. You can just check it, and rest of the colors show the other values. If I want to get the deformation at the other points, you can see this is 0. At this point obviously it will be 0 because they are fixed, and I have got the deformation at the two nodes. Next I'll go to stress. You can see the maximum and minimum values, and by clicking on probe I can get the value at any other point wherever I want. Next I can see the elastic strain on this body. Force reaction is very important. You can see the force reaction in z direction at the node 1. The force reaction value is minus 33.494, which is approximately minus 33.5, and the force reaction at this end, node 4, is 4493.9, which means it is 4.49, means it is 4.5. Now if you see, this value is minus 33.5. At node 4 the value is 4.493. The rest of the values are plus 49 and minus 20. So the summation, I get the answer as minus 7 into 10 raised to minus 3, which means it is approximately equal to 0. So when I can see that the summation of force is approximately equal to 0, which means my solution is correct. And you can also check the solution with your FEM solution. So this is how we solve it in ANSYS and how we check that our answer is correct or not. So I hope you have understood the problem. Do try it, and if you have any doubts, definitely let me know in the comment section. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.